Hey guys, Matt here from BeyondGrappling.com and the University of Judo.com. Today I thought I just finished a training session and I thought I'd do a video, the client I do one-on-ones. Hey guys, Matt here from BeyondGrappling.com. Thanks for stopping by my YouTube channel as always and checking out my videos. I just finished a one-on-one with a client here in my garage at home. I have a dojo with mats and that sort of stuff, and I train people almost every day, which is pretty cool. Anyway, we were just chatting about the new rules that have just been brought out by the IJF and what that means for judo and that sort of stuff. And I've had a lot of emails about it and Facebook messages and that sort of stuff. So rather than replying to them all, I thought I'd do a video and just chat to you about them. So pretty interesting rules. Every Olympic cycle they bring out new rules, and these ones I actually don't mind them too much. So I thought I'd just go through the list and just chat about it. So duration of the contest, 4 minutes instead of 5 now. So 4 minutes for men and women. That just means the implications of 4-minute fights. Not very long. 4 minutes will probably, if you go full time, it'll probably go up to like 6 or 7 minutes. So what does that mean for you and I? It means your strength and conditioning and your randoris, the training, have to be shorter. If you're doing competition-specific training anyway, you'll be doing 4-minute rounds instead of 5, 6 or 7 minute rounds. 4-minute rounds. Your conditioning will have to be shorter and more explosive than ever before. And just from a judo point of view, you have to learn how to throw for ippon. That's what the IJF are looking for, and that's what spectators are looking for. We're looking for dudes that can throw for ippon, guys and girls that can throw for ippon, not for people that can win on penalties. So you're going to have to really look at throwing for ippon and really going for the big throws. So I know Riley Ferguson has the Hajime Mate model, or breaking up 4 minutes into 30-second increments. So that's only 8 30-second blocks that you need to win or get some good attacks in every single time. So 4-minute matches, I think they're going to be pretty cool, pretty exciting. Now there's only ippon and wazari. That's pretty cool. It was confusing for spectators back in the day. Koko, Yuko, Wazari, Ippon. I mean, firstly, what do those words even mean? You know, at least in wrestling, it's 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 5 point. It's easy to understand. With judo, it's like, what's Koko, what's Yuko, what's Wazari? Now, Wazari, Ippon. There's only 2 scores. It's either 1 point, it's either 10 points or 100 points, or 1,000. See, it's already confusing. I've been doing it a long time. So, which I think is pretty cool, because sometimes a Yuko and a Wazari can look really similar. A Wazari and Ippon can look really similar. Now, hopefully, there'll be a clear definition between what is Ippon and what is everything else. So everything else and Ippon, and you'll know the Ippon from the big impact on their back hard. So when you're at training, really try to land people on their back hard. I know some people come in and lift and throw, but really try to land your partners hard, because that's what you need to do. It also means a lot of the rolling throws, sumigeish, drop inagi, ukiwaza or kataguruma without grabbing their leg, obviously. They're all going to be wazaris. All of them. And on this point, before it was 2 wazaris equals an ippon, now they don't add up. They just keep going, which will be pretty interesting. They never ever add up. So you could have 6 wazaris and I score 1 ippon, I win the match. So you really need to be looking for the ippon judo. So you should be doing that anyway, but in competition, you know, there's a lot of guys that play for penalties and they can score a Yuko and then hang on for the rest of the match. And I guess that'll still happen, but we really don't want that to happen. And just as a martial artist, you want to be throwing people for ippon. That's how you improve, and that's what judo is all about, as well as submissions. Hold downs, 20-second hold downs, 10 seconds is a wazari, 20 seconds is ippon. So that's kind of pretty cool. Although I'm a little bit worried about newaza being neglected in these 4-minute matches, to be honest, because if I spend 40 seconds on the ground, that's a large chunk of a 4-minute match. So I think judo groundwork is going to be a lot shorter. I would like to see it a lot longer because I do a lot of jiu-jitsu, but I think it is really going to shorten up, which is going to be a bit of a shame. I think. You never know. I could be wrong. Oh, I love this, that a fight can only be won on scores, not on penalties. So I really like this. I hated seeing this guy's got 1 penalty, this guy's got none, this guy wins. So now you only win matches on scores, on throws or hold downs. So you can't win now on penalties anymore. Penalties still stay on those boards to say this guy has 2 Shetoes, this guy has 2 Shetoes, or 1 Sheto, doesn't matter, 1 Sheto, and it goes to golden score. they will keep those Shetoes on the board, because if you get another Sheto and golden score, the third one might be disqualified. So let me back up a tick. Before, there was Sheto, Sheto, Sheto disqualified. Now it's Sheto, Sheto disqualified. Okay, so the third Sheto you get disqualified. Now, if I'm fighting and it goes at the end of the 4-minute match, you have 2 Shetos and I have 1, but prior to these new rule changes, I would win the match because I had 1 penalty, you had 2. Now, the fight goes to golden score because scores win matches. Throws and hold downs where they get points, they win matches. But they still keep the Shetos on the board for golden score, because if you have 2 and I have 1 and I wound you up for another penalty in golden score, the third Sheto's disqualified, so that still counts. Alright, so I really like this rule, which also just means 3 Shetos. I've seen guys get a Sheto in the first 30 seconds, Sheto 20 seconds later, Sheto 20 seconds later, and then disqualified about the 3rd minute. Now, you can rack up a dude get penalties in the first minute. You can get 2 in the first minute against your opponents. And so it's an interesting idea. 3 Shetos is not very many. All throughout my career, I had tons of times where I had 3 Shetos on the board. But the fight continued. But now it's a different story. So, what does that mean for training? Train, 1, by attacking and not getting Shetoed. Second of all, train to learn how to Sheto your opponent. Dominate the grip, push their head down a little bit, do some attacks. Referee will go, Sheto, cool. Come out, control the power hand, get a grip, move around, do some good attacks. Hopefully, referee, usually when they give 1 penalty, they'll give another one. Boom, Sheto. Now the guy's got 2 Shetos. 1 more and he's disqualified, and it's only a minute into the match. So start practicing some of this at the club, and it'll help your competition strategy, because what will happen then, he's got 2 Shetos, 1 more and he's done. He'll turn in for a bad attack, you can counter, or yeah, they just go wild and then you can just counter them or throw them or whatever. So I think you can really use this to your advantage. On the flip side though, if you're a judo player, that I get emails a lot of how do I pull the trigger? Like how do I just come in and throw? Like I get real hesitant. I don't know if you're like that. A few ways you can counter that is, firstly, you just go do nagakomi, 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 and it's a mindset thing. Just go 100%. If they counter you, who cares in training? It actually doesn't matter. And the more you start developing this 100% mindset judo, the better your judo will get. I don't know if you've ever done wrestling, but if you go for a double leg at like 50% and your partner sprawls, it's like uncomfortable. So you then either go, well, if I do shoot at 50 or 60% or 80%, I'm going to get sprawled on, it's going to be uncomfortable for me. So I'm just going to wait and go 100% where I'll probably get the actual takedown. So learn to go 100%. Another thing you can do is do randori, where I'm attacking 100% and and my uki is not, they're defending but not countering. So they're moving out of the way and using defenses, but I'm allowed to attack free reign, 100%, whatever I want, and you can't counter me, you can only evade my techniques. That's a good way to get you to pull the trigger, knowing that no one can counter you back. So I really like this idea of penalties not deciding fights anymore. I really like that idea because it's stupid. So that's really cool that throws and scores win matches now, not penalties. So that's really cool. So if you're a guy that plays for penalties and you win a lot of matches on penalties, you've got to start throwing and scoring Ippon. 3 Shetoes instead of 4, that's kind of cool. The grip fighting rule, don't you love it? So, I used to hate when people would come and watch judo and the referee would go, Sheto, penalty, and my friends would say, what's that for? And I go, oh, he had an end of the sleeve grip, so that's a penalty. Oh, okay, cool. What happened then? I had a pistol grip. That's a penalty. Oh, okay. That's a bit silly. What happened then? I had a one-sided grip. After 3 seconds, that's a penalty. After 3 seconds on the belt, that's a penalty. Like, it's all these rules around gripping. IJF said, you know what? Get rid of them all. You can grab pistol grip, spider guard cuff grip, upside down here if you like, one-sided grip wherever you like for up to 45 seconds. That's awesome. One, that means spectators go, how come that was a penalty? What's going on? Now they go, cool, there's no penalties around gripping, which is pretty cool. What does that mean for you? Depends what level of judo player you are. Like if you're a beginner, just stick to lapel and sleeve, lapel and sleeve, lapel and sleeve. That's all you need to work on. If you're a bit more advanced, yeah, you'll need to have double sleeve, Russian grips around the back, 2-on-1s, all that sort of stuff. And you can have them for up to 45 seconds, but you need to be attacking. If you're not attacking, you're not trying to throw for Ippon, you may get a penalty. So I really like this rule, mainly from a spectator point of view. It's going to be pretty cool. On that though, you can't grab inside the gi, but why would you? You'd break your own fingers off. But it is quite strong. So, and fingers inside the sleeve will be penalised anyway. And it says here, unconventional kumikata, such as cross grip, which is one-sided gripping, two hands on the same side, and belt gripping, will not be penalised as long as Tori is preparing an attack. So that means I can say, Ray, Hajime, I can come out, I can grab you two hands on your belt. Like wrestling, like Kurash, like Kazakhstan wrestling. I can just come in, grab two hands on the belt, and look for Kosotos and Mei Uranagis and stuff like that. So that's a pretty cool rule. I'm excited to see what that does. Negative positions will be penalised. So if you have your hands on the belt with the hands stiff, you're going to get a penalty. If you have stiff arms, you're going to get a penalty. If you're stiff arming and being defensive, you're going to get a penalty. You need to learn to attack over and over again. Obviously, leg grabs is Sheto. Disqualified. Oh no, leg grabs now. The first leg grab, Sheto. Second leg grab, disqualified. This is a kind of an interesting rule because they've realised that sometimes people grab the legs by accident. But the cool thing with this is, if I was fighting Inoue and he came in for an epic Uchimata, I'd be straight on the leg. Defending it, he doesn't throw me for Ippon, referee goes, oh, Sheto. I don't care. I got a Sheto, but I live to fight another day. I mean, with Inoue, I'll probably get launched again. But, you know what I mean? We can start using the leg to take a Sheto, stop them getting a score, and then maybe engage in their waza. For example, I find prior, a guy would drop in for drop Sinagi, and I'd be riding it, but back in the day, you could grab the leg, and then you could stop it. Now, and then you couldn't. Now you can again. You can grab the leg, take a Sheto, though, but then you can live to fight another day. So, it's a pro and a con, but I like that kind of rule. Which would be pretty cool. Obviously the safety one, you know, landing on your head is not a good idea. Like Zantarai does some good stuff, but safety is number one. And when you run your own club like I do and you have teenagers watching Zantarai, I cringe a little bit. It's exciting, but it's also like, I don't want anyone to have a broken neck in my club. I'd rather them learn how to evade judo through using their hips and movement rather than backflipping out of something. But safety is number one priority. The last thing we want to see is a broken neck at the Olympic Games. Yeah, and that's about it. So I think it's going to be really, really cool. I think not much really changes in terms of judo. Throw for Ippon and do an armbar or a strangle or a pin on the ground. It's the same. The gripping changes are different, which means you've got to learn how to break a double pistol grip. When a guy has double pistol grip, you've got to learn how to break that. I do have a video of it. You've got to learn how to break these cuff grips, which are really strong. You've got to learn how to fight against guys that are gripping strangely, which is what judo is normally. So I'm pretty excited about these new rule changes. 4-minute matches, which means if you're one of these, it takes me a minute to warm up in the fight, you're already on the back foot. You've got to come out, hajime, and get a grip and ready to throw for Ippon from the get-go. So it's pretty exciting. What does that mean for training? It means you're going to have to be fitter than ever before. Your anaerobic capacity is going to have to be massive to do 4-minute matches. Your forearms are going to have to be super duper strong. So to start doing a lot of forearm training, a lot of battle ropes, because your upper body cardio is going to have to be very, very fit. And you have to learn how to throw for Ippon. I know I said it over and over again, but there's guys at the top level and nationally and locally who can win through penalties. But now you've got to learn how to throw for Ippon. So, and also throw and do groundwork. Groundwork is still a massive hole in the judo game. So if you can learn how to do some good transitions, you could beat some top level guys. So you have to be fitter than ever before. Throw for Ippon, upper body cardio. So battle ropes and kettlebells, I think, are the main ones for you. Grip anywhere, it's pretty exciting, but grip and go, grip and go, grip and go. Someone once said to me, how long can I grip a one-sided grip? I said, only 3 seconds. And they said, oh, that means I have to grip and attack straight away. I said, yeah, it does. But if you and he goes, okay, yeah, I can do that. I said, how come you can grip and attack, you can grip and go in 3 seconds with a one-sided grip, but you don't take the same approach with a lapel and sleeve? So, try to take the same approach with a lapel and sleeve or a top grip. It's a grip and go mentality. You'll start throwing a lot more people and your judo will become way more fun because you're constantly on the offensive. constantly on the offensives. Anyway, have a great week. That's my little rant about the new rules. I'm excited. I think the IGF have gone the right direction this time. It's going to be really, really exciting. So can't wait to see what it's going to look like at the, what's the first comp? I can't remember, man. Paris Grand Slam at the end of January. So it should be really, really good. Have a great week. See you later.